In this video, we're going to be looking at how to get quantities for flooded backfill and porous backfill bedding for DR101. I just have a standard 2D open roads seed file here, and I just have a few references. I have a geometry file, I have the culverts referenced, and I also have a subgrade terrain that I created for my corridor. Now the subgrade terrain at this point would be final. You can see that here. This subgrade terrain is my active terrain. You can see this is the pipe we're going to be looking at. So let's go ahead and look at the template. We're going to run a corridor along this pipe. I'm just going to go ahead and turn off my subgrade terrain at this point. Let's go look at the template. This is the template I have here. You can see that we have this circular pipe, just a circular component. We have the porous backfill material, and we have some overlay stripping components in here that represent the flooded backfill. So if I look at that, you can see that this is just a flooded backfill definition. If we test this quick, you'll see that once I intersect my subgrade terrain, this is going to be my flooded backfill area. Now a couple items to look at when we're creating these templates or looking at these templates. If I double click on this pipe, you can see that this is a radius of 1.2083. And how do I get that? If I look at this pipe in 3D, you can see when I hover over it, it says it's a 24-inch pipe. But that's a 24-inch inside diameter. So the only way, or one of the ways that we can check on what's the outside diameter of that is, I'm just going to go ahead and turn off my terrain display. And I'm just going to measure this right here, right, with my CAD tools or MicroStation. Try to get a view I like. These are both on the same level. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use my element selection tool and just select it, right? So it's highlighted. And I need to measure between this intersection and this intersection to give me the wall thickness of this pipe. So I'm just going to measure that quick. And that comes to be at 2.2084 in this case. So if a 24-inch pipe with 0.2084, so that would be a 1.208 is probably what I would put in my template. So if we go back and look at that template, go turn off that selection. So for my pipe diameter, here it's 203. If I did 2084, it's pretty close. I'll need to make sure that this bottom edge of culvert 2 is the same. And this trench width is defined from the inside edge of the culvert. So if I was to double click this right culvert, IE, or inside edge, you can see that that is a foot. So that would be our 24-inch pipe that they're referencing, or we're referencing here. Again, if I was to test that, you can see how that's going to look. I'll set a save. I'll go back to my 2D. Now I'm just going to go ahead and just create a corridor. I'll reset for that active profile, and again, this is a reference culvert. I'm going to leave the feature name for that station 1068 DR601 24-inch pipe. Now I'm just going to select my template. I'll pick this flooded longitudinal here. Alt to the beginning. I'll hit Alt to the end. I'll do a temperate drop interval here of 5 feet. And now you can see that my corridor has been placed. Now if I look in 3D, you can see that I'm starting to get some materials. I can double check to see if that pipe size is right. I can just turn all my levels off. the pipe that's in that template is on this level called TC bridge. If I zoom in here and rotate, you can see that this is pretty close to that pipe size. Now one last thing that we'll do here is I'm going to go ahead and turn on all my levels. I am going to turn off my reference pipes, and I want to delete or subtract the pipe here from my flooded backfill. So what I'm going to do is go to my modeling. Here I'm in the mesh ribbon, and I'm just going to subtract, a mesh subtract. I will select my flooded backfill, and I will subtract my pipe and accept that. Now if I was to change my view display to be something other than wireframe, let's just pick smooth. You can see now I have a hole, you know, right where my pipe would be, and then I have some flooded backfill.